Welcome to I Feel Fat Today, the show where we dispel diet myths, see what's new in diet culture, and investigate your relationship with food. This week on the show, we're talking beauty hacks and deciphering which ones rock and which ones are botched. Speaking of botched, I'm your host, Longlegs. Happy Halloween! Oh my gosh. I don't know if I got it on that take, but that's the one we're using. Longlegs, happy Halloween. Yeah, I am dressed up as Longlegs. Longlegs, the serial killer, has a very interesting relationship with beauty. And so it worked out scheduling wise that this week it would have to be a solo podcast. And I kind of figured I just had the idea to talk about beauty hacks. And so because I've been seeing so much online. And I was kind of toying with the idea of if I should dress up for this episode. I didn't know how that would work out. And then I thought, if I'm talking about beauty hacks, if I'm going to be Longlegs for Halloween, I might as well dress up as Longlegs, because Longlegs, the serial killer, has a very interesting relationship with beauty. So anybody that has seen the movie knows that Longlegs is so unsettling because he looks so weird. And that's because his face is not natural. So I have some information on that. So in the movie Longlegs, Nicolas Cage's character has a pale, lumpy, and plasticky appearance because of repeated plastic surgeries that went wrong. The character Longlegs is obsessed with devotion to the character Longlegs is obsessed with devotion to Satan and is trying to impress him by making himself look as beautiful as possible. The makeup effects artist Harlow McFarlane based the character's look on elective plastic surgeries in the 1970s and 80s in rural Oregon, where the movie is set. McFarlane imagined that the character's skin became damaged and puffy from one botched surgery after another. His jam is really trying to make himself beautiful for the devil, explained special makeup effects artist Harlow McFarlane. He's in love with the devil and he's trying to impress the devil. So he's gone through these plastic surgery botched jobs to make himself look as pretty as he can for the devil. Everything he does is for the evil force that he's trying to impress. And then also Cage drew inspiration for the character's appearance from a childhood memory of his mother's Knox him a cold cream, which he found to be eerie. So that's Longlegs. That's why he looks like this. And it's because he's obsessed with beauty. So this week on I Feel Fat Today, when we talk about beauty hacks, I thought, how perfect. It's going to be probably a quick episode. I'm kind of on a time crunch of recording this. By the time you're listening to this, I think it came out a little bit late. Sorry about that. It's a solo episode. Next week, we will be back with a guest. But I did do research for this episode, so I have a good amount to talk about. So I have seen so many wellness and beauty hacks online recently, and some that have really blown my mind. So on today's episode, I'm going to run through a few beauty hacks, some bizarre and some just plain confusing. Really beauty and wellness hacks. I'm going to take a beat here to say that I did have a Celsius today. So if I'm talking really fast, that is why. I'm going to have a sip of water. Okay. Starting us off strong, we have perineum sunning. Number one, that's our first hack. Perineum sunning is a controversial wellness practice where a person exposes their genitals to the sun for a short period of time while naked. Some lie on their back with their legs spread wide in the air, or on their feet and back with their with their feet and hands on the ground in a variation of yoga downward dog pose. So perineum sunning, that's when we are sunning our asshole. Of course, I'm saying that like 5 minutes into the pod, so this YouTube is not going to let this episode hit the masses because I just screamed asshole in the first 5 minutes. Okay. There is no scientific evidence that perineum sunning, also known as butthole sunning, yoni sunning, genital sunbathing, or nudie bake, has any benefits. In fact, some experts consider it unsafe and potentially harmful. Just realized. Okay. Some claim that it can improve libido, circulation, sleep, and longevity, and boost energy and creativity. Proponents of the practice believe that a mere 30 seconds of sunlight on the perineum supercharges your organs, regulates hormone functions, improves cognitive function, and has similar benefits to being in the sun all day with your clothes on. However, there's no scientific research to support these claims. The practice is dangerous because it exposes a sensitive area of skin to ultraviolet light, which can cause sunburn and skin cancer. The perineum contains blood vessels and nerves that provide sensation and nutrition to the genitals, so sunburn in this area can be very sore and painful. It can also make it difficult or painful to urinate and have sex for about a week. Chronic exposure to UV light can also increase the risk of skin cancer, causing sunburn, of skin cancer without causing sunburn. The more carcinogens you're exposed to, the greater the risk. So for our first beauty hack, perineum sunning, it's the only beauty hack I've come across where you could potentially chap your dick, which doesn't feel like the route you want to go. The idea of sunburn on my vagina makes me want to never see the sun again. And I don't think we should be villainizing the sun. So let's not do that. That's another thing. People are like my grandparents are like terrified of the sun and like their skin cancer to prove it. But put on a little sunblock and you can hang out in the sun. It's not enemy number one, but it can be dangerous. So make sure you put on that SPF. So that's number one, perineum sunning. The person that you're going to see really into perineum sunning or, asshole sunning is going to be like a person that's into perineum sunning is going to write in RFK Jr. on the ballot. In just a few days. Oh, crap. I just realized I think this is the episode that comes out before the election, maybe. Maybe not. I have to look at my calendar. Let's not talk about that. Ugh. Okay. Beauty hack number 2. Now, this is the beauty hack that actually inspired the topic for this week's episode because it pisses me off so much. Because there's no way that this works. If you have tried hack number 2, please write me and let me know. Because I'm getting mad. Hack number 2, castor oil in belly button. Apparently, the benefits of castor oil in your belly button, it helps promote lymphatic drainage, stimulate circulation when used in navel pulling. This technique has gained popularity for aiding in hormone balance, reducing bloating, and enhancing overall vitality. Which, what the fuck does that mean? Otherwise known as navel pulling with castor oil. Navel pulling with castor oil involves applying oil to the abdomen, either by rubbing it directly or by packing the abdomen with pieces of fabric soaked in castor oil, says Matthew BOTCHED. He's a doctor. He's chief of gastroenterology. The practice of navel pulling isn't just a social media fad. In fact, it's rooted in ancient Ayurvedic practice. Ayurvedic practice is like another big term for people that are going to vote for RFK Jr. in the election. No shade. It's just like the perfect way to describe who that person is. But just like, I think basically holistic. Ayurvedic is a holistic system of medicine that began over 3,000 years ago in India. Navel pulling is derived from the Ayurvedic tradition medicine system practice called Nabhai Chikitsha. I butchered that, I'm sorry. A therapeutic approach to restoring health through the navel, which is considered an important vital energy point. In Ayurvedic, castor oil is often employed to treat constipation, promote bowel movements, and toxify the body. In the Ayurvedic practice, it's believed that in the navel there is something called the Pecholti gland that allows for the absorption of oils. However, there is no scientific evidence to suggest that the Pecholti gland actually exists. However, there's no evidence that castor oil applied to the navel affects your internal organs. The FDA has only approved castor oil as an oral stimulative laxative, and it's not recommended as a first-time treatment due to side effects like cramping. Some potential risks of applying castor oil to the belly button include staining your clothes, allergic reactions, and itching and redness if you have sensitive skin. Before applying castor oil to your belly button, you should test on a small patch of skin. Now, I'm realizing as I'm talking about oil pulling and Ayurvedic medicine and how it's not, there's no scientific evidence to suggest that works or that the Pecholti gland even exists. I'm not here as sucking the dick of the FDA, okay? I know that the FDA is a government organization that is in the pockets of many a millionaire and billionaire that, kind of gets things passed and available for consumption that are not necessarily good for us. And if something isn't going to make a few white men money, there's not going to be scientific research put into those things. So note that when I'm saying there's no scientific evidence that any of these beauty hacks work, I'm not saying that they definitely don't, but I am saying it could be hogwash. I don't know. I think maybe even though it pisses me off, I am going to try the castor oil in the belly button thing. Only I don't know what my control is going to be because I am a sucker for a placebo effect. So we'll see. What are your thoughts? Have you tried navel pulling? Does it work? I'm interested. I also am super into holistic things. I believe manifesting works. So who the fuck am I? Okay. Sorry. That Celsius is really kicking in and I'm feeling pressured because oh, darn it. My light went off. Long legs cannot. There we go. Come on. Don't make me get up. Hold, please. All right. Okay. I guess better the light go out than me unplug my recording device. What was I saying? I don't remember. We're going to move on to beauty hack number 3. Beauty hack number 3. Wellness hack number 3. This isn't really beauty. This is wellness. Potato slices in your socks. This is one that I've heard on the internet for a while. I have no idea if it works, so let's see what we can find out about it. It's not known where this remedy came from. It may have come from the late Middle Ages when the bubonic plague struck parts of Europe, so before penicillin. At this time, most people were not aware of viruses and bacteria and how they caused illness. The claim is putting sliced raw potatoes against the bottom of your feet and wearing socks to hold them in place can cure cold and flu symptoms like coughs, runny nose, congestion, and fever. The reason why potatoes are put against the feet may come from a therapy in traditional Chinese medicine called reflexology. In this healing science, the soles of the feet are thought to have access points to different parts of the body. According to reflexology, treating the feet helps treat the body. There are plenty of people who have tried the potato remedy and say it got rid of their cold or flu symptoms. However, there's no clinical evidence to show that this folk remedy works. Nutrition expert Dr. Ruth McDonald at Iowa State University confirms that the potatoes in your socks cannot cure a cold or any kind of illness. Reflexology is, I think, really cool. If you've ever gotten a reflexology massage, I don't know if it's just because you're getting your feet massaged that it makes your entire body feel amazing, but reflexology is cool and I think works. So who am I to say that, navel pulling or potato slices in your socks don't work? Okay. So next we have lazy lymphatic drainage using elastic bands. Some say that wearing rubber bands around your ears can temporarily reduce puffiness and enhance lymphatic circulation. However, this method is not scientifically proven or recommended by professionals. So for this one, for lazy lymphatic drainage, I have a TikTok video that we'll watch about this because as far as like finding information online, it was hard for me to find and summarize. So we'll watch this TikTok.
There's a new Korean beauty hack where people are tightly wrapping rubber bands around their ears to depuff their face.
All right, so there's this myth or trend that rubber bands around your ears can help with lymphatic drainage. So we're going to try this out and put them on my ears, see if that works. And then we're going to talk about whether this really works or not, or if it just looks really stupid. But lymphatic drainage, doesn't really go through your ears. You actually have multiple nerves that go to your ears. I think it's 5, which is actually kind of unique. But in terms of your lymphatic drainage, it all comes through your neck. So I don't really think this does anything other than make you look like a creature from Lord of the Rings.
Okay, so that's one man's opinion, but lymphatic drainage in general, I really enjoy. I love a gua sha, where you take the gua sha and you go through and you start like at your forehead and you move your way down, and it helps just get like extra fluids out of your face. I really like doing that. So when I heard that maybe I could just tie a rubber band around my ear and that pull the fluids down, I think at first it kind of makes sense that would work. Like even if you just take your hand and like tug on your ear, like close your ear so that it's like tight together, I kind of feel a pulling, but it's not that drainage pulling where that you get by like gua sha-ing. So I'm going to say that's cap. I don't think if you put plastic bands around your ear that works. If someone that's super into Korean skincare, Korean beauty, is Korean, wants to write in and let me know your thoughts, I'd love to hear it. Okay. And then let's see how we doing on time. 20 minutes. Okay, I have 2 more. So the next beauty hack is dry brushing. Dry brushing benefits may include stimulating the lymphatic system, exfoliating the skin, removing toxins, increasing circulation and energy, and reducing cellulite. So dry brushing is kind of like related to beauty hack number 4 because we're talking about the lymphatic system here. And here is the term again, Ayurvedic medicine. Dry brushing is an Ayurvedic medicine that has been around for centuries. It's believed to have many health benefits and works by exfoliating the skin. Practitioners of dry brushing rub a brush with coarse natural fiber bristles over the bodies in a particular pattern. The idea is that the coarse fibers will help to remove dead skin and improve the skin's ability to eliminate toxins through pores. There is little scientific evidence to support the benefits of dry brushing. There is anecdotal evidence, however. The possible benefits include the following. So the lymphatic system helps your body fight off infections. Fluids flow through the system and are filtered through the lymph nodes. If you're sick or exposed to a lot of toxins, the system may become packed up and clogged. That is why your lymph nodes often become swollen when you have a cold. So like that's like when you feel like gross and puffy all around here, around your chin line and in your neck where it like hurts. It's because your lymph nodes are swollen. Dry brushing is thought to help the body release toxins through sweat. The coarse bristles on the brush stimulate the pores and open them up. It makes it easier for the body to sweat, which turns to reduce the amount of toxins flowing through the lymphatic system. There's little research to support this claim, but it helps with exfoliation because the coarse bristles brush away the dry, dead cells from the skin. and can leave your skin more smooth and soft. Relaxation, similar to a massage. Dry brushing may make you feel relaxed. To make the most of this benefit, practice dry brushing in the dark, quiet place. Okay, creepy. Are you going to be chained to a radiator as well? And cellulite. So cellulite is a condition that mostly affects women, of course, because God hates us. Areas affected by cellulite have a rippled or cottage cheese appearance, and the cause is not fully known. No, the cause is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, hates women. That's why. Okay. Some claim that dry brushing can reduce the appearance of cellulite because it has similar effects to the body as a massage. There's no scientific data to support this theory. That's what this episode should be called. There's no scientific evidence. Okay. What are the risks of dry brushing? Some people should avoid dry brushing or proceed with caution. People with open and inflamed skin, including people with eczema and psoriasis, should avoid dry brushing over the inflamed area. You should also avoid dry brushing over an opened wound. You could introduce bacteria to the wound, which could lead to infection. Yes. So there's that. Dry brushing. That one actually sounds a little bit more plausible to me. I hear people talk about dry brushing, and that one intrigues me. Maybe I'll try that too. Okay, and then our final beauty hack for the evening, we have mouth taping. Mouth taping is one that I fully stand by. I am a big fan of mouth taping. When I go to sleep at night, I mummify myself. I have a silk hair net on. I have a weighted eye mask to cover up my eyes so that no light can get in. I have mouth tape on my mouth. I sleep like I'm in a coffin. And, well, I don't really sleep like I'm in a coffin, but I try to sleep on my back. And I have chanting in the background that is telling my brain subliminally that I'm going to be a very powerful woman that makes lots of money and does good for the world and is a beautiful, perfect version of my highest self. So that's how I go to sleep at night. And mouth taping is an integral part to that process for me. So mouth taping is a practice that involves using a piece of tape to keep your lips closed while you sleep, with the goal of encouraging nasal breathing. The idea is that nasal breathing can improve your health and sleep quality, while mouth breathing can lead to dry mouth, tooth decay, and gum disease. Ever heard of the term mouth breather? It's usually a title reserved for somebody that you think is dumb or kind of Neanderthal-like, also referred to as a knuckle scraper. A mouth breather is someone that you don't respect and is, quite frankly, difficult to look at. So benefits of nose breathing. Mouth taping does not force you to breathe. Mouth taping does force you to breathe through your nose. Breathing through your nose has many benefits that mouth breathing doesn't, including controlling the temperature of the air you breathe, so the air that reaches your lungs is not too cold or too warm. Filtering allergen, debris, and toxins from the air before they reach your lungs, and making the air you breathe humid, keeping your mouth and throat moist. Problems with mouth breathing. The theory behind mouth breathing also goes by breathing through your nose. The theory behind mouth taping also goes that by breathing through your nose, you can avoid negative side effects linked to mouth breathing while sleeping. So these are the issues with breathing through your mouth while you sleep. Worse breath, not getting as good of a sleep so you feel tired, dry mouth, poor oral health like cavities and gum disease, reduced mental skills like your memory, could exacerbate symptoms of ADHD due to the lack of sleep, and slow growth in children, which sounds kind of crazy. Children who mouth breathe can develop mouth breathing face, a narrowed face with a receding chin and jaw. Don't have children that are going to date daughters and then I have to call your daughter's boyfriend a mouth breather. Get that shit in check. While mouth taping became popular on social media in the 2020s, there's little scientific evidence to support the effectiveness. In fact, some say that mouth breathing can be dangerous, especially for people who with sleep disorders. Doctors and dentists generally don't recommend mouth taping. So there you have it. Something I forgot to say at the top of the episode is that I am not a medical professional. Do not take any of this as, medical fact. I don't know what I'm talking about. I simply ripped this from the internet. The links to where I got this information will be in the show notes if you want to take a look for yourself and do a little bit more digging. So those are the 6. Let's run down the list very quickly to see just one more time which ones I think rock and which ones I think are botched. Perineum sunning, that shit's botched to me. Don't do that. It's weird. It just feels like a way to breed getting sexually assaulted on a hike. Don't do perineum sunning. I'm not going to endorse perineum sunning. That's botched. Castor oil and belly button. Will it really hurt you to give it a try? No. Will it stain your sheets that you got from Brooklinen? Yeah. Don't do that to your Brooklinen sheets, man. But if you want to try it, you can. I might give it a try, but it just feels like castor oil in your belly button. Like, drink some magnesium before bed. That'll definitely help you shit better and help with bloating. Potato slices in your socks. Oh wait, is castor oil in belly button botched or rock? It's hard to say. I'm kind of split on that one. I think because there's no harm, I'm going to go rocks. Okay, potato slices in your socks. I don't know how or why that would work. It's been around for forever. And again, no one's going to get hurt aside from the fact that, like, you're wasting a perfectly good potato that is, like, filled with, like, vitamins and potassium and... well, potassium, I think, is a vitamin. Fiber, and is a really, really great carb. It was villainized in the 90s and the early 2000s. So maybe that's why people feel better putting it under their feet than in their body. I'm going to go botched on that one. I don't think I'm ever going to try it. If you've tried potato slices in your socks, let me know what you think. I think that shit's cap. The lazy lymphatic drainage elastic bands on the ear. I'm going to go botched. Again, if you know more than me, let me know. But I don't think that works. I think that lymphatic drainage works. I think that using a gua sha on your face correctly helps with lymphatic drainage. But tying some elastic bands around your ears, it just feels like a way to, like, potentially fuck up your hearing. You wrap a elastic band around your ear, and then before you know it, you're fucking with your eardrum collapsing or some bullshit. Again, I'm not a doctor. I don't know. I'm going to go botched. Dry brushing, another thing I haven't tried, but I'm going to go rocks because on the exfoliating aspect of that alone, I don't know about all this stuff about, like, toxins coming through your pores, but getting a layer of dry skin off doesn't seem like a bad thing. So I'm going to go rocks on dry brushing. And then finally, mouth taping. That shit rocks. I love mouth taping. I do mouth taping. You should do mouth taping unless you have sleep apnea. If you die in the middle of the night, don't sue me because I told you, do it at your own risk. And there you have it. That's this week's episode. Totally forgot to give my spiel, but if you like this podcast, please tell your friends, subscribe to us on YouTube, leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Do it for Long Legs. Come on. He ain't got much. Just going around killing birthday girls, almost birthday girls. And what else? Because I didn't do it this because I didn't do this at the beginning of the show, I forget my spiel. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review for us on Apple Podcasts. Follow us on social media. Follow us at I Feel Fat Today. Follow me, your host, Kelly Taylor, at Hello, This is Kelly. Send us an email. If you want some advice or anything, send us an email at ifeelfattoday@gmail.com. And have a happy Halloween. This is coming out the day after Halloween, but I'm going to go out and have fun and not feel silly for being in full costume. And that's all I got. I have to go clean up the baby powder in my bathroom because there's baby powder everywhere from trying to get this look together. I appreciate you all. I love you all. My listeners are the real ones. And I'll talk to you next Friday. Bye.